folks, we're back. I hope you had a chance to take care of everything you need to take care of. And we're working on our pet peeves.
Yes.
Staring at people. Ever have anybody stare at you?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that's very polite. Now, I say to myself, I rationalize it. I say, he must think he knows me. Or she
That
must
happened to me
think.
one time.
Yeah.
The guy was looking at me, and I started looking back at him. I said, wait a minute, where do I know him from?
But I try not to stare at people, but what else you got?
Kids. Now, I know we're just a couple of grumpy old farts here, but folks, control your kids. What your kids do is, you might think it's cute, but everybody else does not.
And it's a reflection on you as a parent.
Yeah. Now, kids on a plane. I know a baby will cry because it's the altitude change and the pressure
yeah.
and stuff. That is unavoidable. You
That's
know?
right. You can't. That's just nature
And
taken.
the airlines have in the past tried to put infants in a group, and I appreciated that. I'm talking about the little brats. The parents just let run around and kick
Run up
seats
and down the
run up and
aisle,
down the
yeah.
aisle and yell and scream, and they just don't have any control of those kids. They think it's cute.
I know. Little Roscoe is so precocious.
Little Roscoe
isn't
stands
he?
on the seat in front of me, spitting and throwing things over the seat. You know, I said, Monica, can I reach up and grab him? She says, don't touch him. And it's not even sometimes the kids on a plane. I, honest to God, sat there one time. I don't know where I was going, Cincinnati or something on business. And I'm on the aisle, and a woman in the front middle seat takes off her shoe and starts cutting her damn toenails. Oh, God.
You know, folks, we haven't rigged this up. This is all Dwayne's ideas and my ideas.
Yeah, well, it's just,
But guess what? I have a toenail story also.
And now with that, and it's not a big deal, but I got a Bloody Mary sitting here, and I looked around and hit him shitting no piece of toenail lands next to my tray.
Great, isn't it?
I thought, and she wasn't good looking either. I probably could have forgive her if she was
good
22
looking.
and good looking.
You could overlook her.
Yeah, she was probably as old as I was at the time, or older.
I had, and towards the tail end of my career, they allowed cell phones to be used on the plane.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I had a woman, I sat in first class all the time, not because I was spending money, folks, or not because my employers were spending money. I racked up so many miles. I got updates.
That was the day back when you could.
Yeah, right. Upgrades, I should have said. And I went like 9 or 10 years without having to fly coach. It was the best perk I could ever have had.
Yeah.
But I had a woman sitting on the other side of the aisle, but nonetheless, right near me, on her cell phone. Spent 40 minutes, because I looked at my watch, figured out how long she had been. 40 minutes talking to somebody about her dog and their last trip to the vet.
Yep.
And how the dog got very anxious and very nervous when the guy went to cut her toenails.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Fifi, or whatever the name of the stupid dog was. I had to listen to that. and it just went on and on and on. And you know, he wasn't very gentle when he was shampooing her either. And
Yeah. Plane travel has become a tedious affair. Now, I'm unfortunately a coacher. You're a first classer. And in coacher, they've gone down to the space between the seat and the next seat is just about almost break your nose if you lean forward. So what do? You sit down and the guy in front of you wants to put that damn seat back. Well, when that seat comes back, it's right here. In fact, there are airplanes right now that you cannot hardly put your tray down with this if they put their seat back.
imagine if you got to get up out of your
You
seat.
can't. You cannot get out of your seat if they got the seat back. And when I sit down and I see them start putting the seat back, my hand goes right there. And he won't go back. Yeah, it won't go back because I won't let it go back.
My boss, the owner of the company, was the same way. He'd put his knees up.
Yep.
You know, he told me about the arguments he had with people. You know, I don't want your seat intruding in my space.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's the airline's fault. They're jamming
They're
people
jamming
in
people
like
in.
sardines. And the only way you change that, start boycotting the airlines.
That's right.
Find the one that's got the best seating and use that, and tell the others why you're abandoning them. They'll get the point pretty
Well,
quickly.
don't put your seat back.
Yeah.
Well, you can put it back an inch or two. That first little notch, just to get yourself a little more comfortable. But you can't be putting it back anymore, full recliner, because you're in that next person, your person behind yours lap.
Even in first class, I never put my seat back. First of all, I don't think it's that comfortable doing
No,
that
it's
for me. So I'd rather sit up more or less erect and. But anyway, that's just my personal taste. What do you think about saying "no offense meant" after saying something
right here.
insulting?
I've got no offense, but
You're a chowderhead. Yeah.
anytime you hear "no offense, but," you know the next thing out of their mouth is going to be offensive.
It's going to be bomb.
Yep, that is.
How about cracking one's knuckles?
Oh, that makes me shudder. Another one, back to the dinner table. And this don't bother some people. Just, you know, some people don't like the fact that, like they used to say, fingernails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
My thing is bite the fork. Somebody puts the fork in their mouth, they pull it out, and they bite down on the fork, and it scrapes out between their teeth.
Oh, really?
That
I've never
sends
noticed
shivers
that.
down my back. And I can't think of anything else, but every time they take a bite, they're going to bite down and scrape their teeth on that fork. That's when I tip the table over in their lap.
How about correcting someone's grammar or pronunciation?
Yeah.
I mean, that is so elite.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
That is
It's just
good.
snobbery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving dirty dishes in the sink.
I might be guilty of that one.
How about pushy salespeople?
Yeah, that too. I've had
I'm not taking no for an answer, Mr. Crane. You're gonna buy this car today, whether you like it or not.
I had a guy
And that, but about then you want to hit him, you know.
I had a guy follow me around at the BJ's down in Taunton. One of those guys that used to have the vendors out front.
Yeah. Yep.
And I said, look, I'm not interested. Well, I kept following me. I said, look, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to punch you. He kind of got the idea, but he
Got the
would not give up.
Yeah. I had, and you know what? Here's the sad part about this, is I would have bought the car.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 65 Ford when I first got out of the service. 65 Ford, two-door hardtop, and the price wasn't that bad. But the sales guy brought his sales manager in to convince me it was a good deal. So he pulls his chair around and arranges it so those little cubicles are tight. There's no way I could get out.
That's
And he was about 350 pounds. He filled the void. Why won't you sign this, Mr. Crane? What do I have to do? You're gonna sign this. Listen, this is the best deal you're ever gonna get, and I'm gonna make sure you take it. It's my duty because this is a super price and all this crap. Finally, I said to him, you know what? This is getting to be a real pain in the wazoo. I said, I wouldn't buy a car from you right now if you offered it to me for $1. I said, now,
Yep.
get up out of my way, or else I'm going to start screaming for the president of this company or the owner of this company to come here. You want me to do that? And then he really copped an attitude.
I walked out of Buck. It was Oldsmobile then. Up on,
Yeah, this was
Over
a
there.
Rodman Ford. Yeah.
and I got so tired of the carrying on that they were doing. The guy with the said, he says, it was a new '88 I was buying. He said, give me $100 so I can show it to my sales manager to show that you're serious.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't go in there and ask with his price. I said, I'm not giving you a penny. Well, he says,
It shows you're serious.
then he says something about, he says, get your registration. Let me hold your registration so I can go. I said, no. He said, well, I got to show. I said, look, I'm obviously dealing with the wrong person here. Why don't you send your sales manager out here? He sits down here and you go get coffee or something. Because we're just...
Must have loved that.
You're just making a thing of tracking
That's
back and
right.
forth.
Yeah.
And, we can't do that. We got to do this. And then I got tired. I said, we left. Monica, we went right down to, what was the name of that in South Africa? Cerrone? I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah.
What a difference. I walked in and I said, I'm looking for a new '88. And he says, there's a whole couple rows of them there. He says, take, I don't know what it was. She says, take the sticker price, take 18% off the list price. He says, that's our price.
Should Mike slip down?
Yes, I think it has. We will, technical repairs here.
There we go.
There we go.
Ah, good. Cerrone was a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
I went over there. They're very courteous. They're
Yep.
very helpful. Al Cerrone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came, had a wire wheel covers and they were supposed to be locked.
Yep.
And I went to some service and they rotated the tires and apparently they did not lock one of them right. It fell off. And the next time I went down to Cerrone, I said, I lost one of they saw, what happened to your wheel cover? I said, it came off. And they said, we'll replace it. And it wasn't even their fault.
Yeah.
It was whoever I had to rotate the tires.
Yeah. But you didn't tell them.
I didn't tell them that.
No. Good work.
Yeah.
There's nothing illegal or immoral you can do to a car dealer.
No, absolutely not. And the damn things were like $125.
Yeah. That's back then.
Yeah.
Waiting for an elevator. I understand that's irrational, but I still don't like it. Here's one. Excessive public displays of affection.
Yeah. Get a room.
Yeah, get a hotel room here, for God's sakes. Asking nosy questions.
Yep.
That's really none of your business. But when I say that, then I'm overreacting.
Yeah. One of Monica's friends. Not here. She don't live here, but she asks. I'm not fussy about telling people stuff and that, but God almighty, she asked stuff that's just none of her business.
Oh, yeah.
Just about this and about that. Sometimes I just make stuff up to be shocker.
I actually had somebody say to me once, we had the two boys, and then Peter was a surprise visitor, and why did you get her pregnant again?
I was bored.
Well, somehow or other, I thought that was perhaps an invasion of privacy.
That's true. It was an invasion of privacy.
Yeah. I mean, give me a break. People saying, you look tired.
Yeah. I always say, well, you got to feel sorry for me because I'm just beat down. How about people that say like and dude and all that kind of...
You mean Valley Girl talk?
Yeah, Valley Girl talk, teen talk. Oh, my God. Well, you're 60 years old. Come on.
In these next three, I don't know, laziness. When people, especially who worked for me, didn't get the job done because it was pure laziness, they'd rig up some cock and bull story. I didn't get to that because I had that call from that people out in St. Louis that had the big emergency, and 2 hours researching the parts. And, Yeah. And it was the laziest guy in the world. Smart, but lazy as hell, and bragging.
Oh, I gotta be careful here. You're right. That gets so
old so fast.
Yeah. I know somebody that couldn't go 3 sentences without making it something embellished into and somebody else, another friend, 2 of them used to bait him. They would make up, if he said, my car worth $30,000. They said, well, I just bought one $40,000. The other one said, well, I got one $50,000. They didn't buy any cars. They just were, but he never caught on that they were baiting him to see how far they could get him to say stuff.
How about biting fingernails?
I don't know anybody. Yeah, I do know one that bites them.
I never thought that was great.
That's a nervous habit.
Yeah. Loud music.
Yeah, I don't. Particularly with stuff I don't like. Again, here's one I'm probably going to get in trouble for.
Oh, good.
Letting the TV run without watching it.
Yeah. I do that.
If you're going to sit there and work a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku puzzle and not pay attention to what you're doing, don't just let the TV sit there and run. You're not listening to it. You're not watching it.
It's background noise.
That's what it is.
Yeah. How about people that say to you, I'm sorry you feel that way? Does that bother you? I mean,
no,
damn right well they're not sorry.
They're not sorry. I just shut them.
It's just a stupid throwaway.
I've already kind of shut them off, shut them out of my...
Yeah.
Adults that don't understand the difference between an inside voice and an outside voice. Yeah. Loud and boisterous.
Yes.
When you could just talk normal. You don't have to be, the whole room doesn't have to hear you. There's a group on Friday afternoons, we go to Plain Ridge. There's a Friday afternoon group that comes in, and you can be in that poker area. You don't have to look up. They're loud. Oh my God. And I don't care what they drew. I don't care what they win or how much. But everybody's got to know with this group.
Again, it's hooray for me
Yep.
and the hell with you. It's just common courtesy. They were obviously not
And
brought
casinos
up.
are not quiet, but they're not.
Yeah,
You know, it's
boisterous.
somebody that's really boisterous. It gets irritating after a while.
How about somebody that looks at their cell phone when you're talking to them? You know, hey, you and I can be talking and about something that we're planning at the senior center, and you just reach into your pocket and pull your cell phone out and start looking at it. Yeah, keep talking, Bill. I can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, what is it that's happening on these cell phones that they're afraid of missing?
I don't know. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah. I mean, in I've asked people this question. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. And I said, so you're looking at your cell phone all the bloody time. Well, what is it you're seeing? Well, look here. My sister down in Pennsylvania just posted this about her new dog. That's not going to be there when you and I are through talking.
Right. The dog is still going to be there.
Oh, look at my sister sent me this. The house burned in the neighborhood. Look at the flames.
Yeah. Well,
Gee, I never saw one of those before.
yep.
Ay, ay, ay.
How about littering?
Littering is, you know what? People that, tear the cover off a candy bar, or they're
Just throwing it around.
Yeah.
Just let it lit. I never did that, and I can't do that.
I can't do it.
No.
I'll put it in my pocket if I can't find a wastebasket or a dumpster or something to throw it in. Until I do find it.
Even if we go down, I play video poker. And sometimes I'll go over to Dunkin' and get a large coffee.
Yeah.
When I'm done, I take that coffee cup and stuff and take it to a container. Some people just walk it away. I won't sit there and leave that mess for the next person to come in there. But people do.
Again, Dwayne, it all comes back to common courtesy and the way you were brought up. How about couples arguing in public? You know, they say things they wouldn't say ordinarily, and it's embarrassing, especially if you know them.
Oh God, if you know them and
they're airing their pet peeves at one another.
Yeah,
That's stuff you don't want to hear.
Or you're in a group and the two of them get squabbling.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well,
Immature jokes at work. There were guys that loved to tell dirty jokes in front of the office secretary or in front of one of the female workers to embarrass her. And I said to a guy one day, I said, you don't have to use language like that in front of that's a lady. Oh, she's heard all that crap before.
It's dangerous today.
Yeah.
Because of the new HR rules and stuff.
Yeah. How about somebody burping and not saying,
God.
"Oh, excuse me," or something, just burping?
Yeah. Another thing that really irritates the hell out of me, and I know that it's an economic thing. You call a company, you need something, and you get a menu. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 for that. Goes on and on and on, and they go through about 10 things. and there was nothing there that you wanted. So then you try 0, see if that works. 0, 0 sometimes will work. Sometimes that don't even work. So then you start trying the other ones to see if maybe you can slip into that. And even worse, when you finally get somebody, their English is so poor that you got to say, I'm sorry, I cannot understand what you're saying.
You know,
so they talk louder.
that may be my #1 pet peeve, and I didn't even put it on here.
Yep.
People that come to this country and cannot or will not learn to properly speak English. They're only hurting themselves
Yeah.
in their career.
But some of this is corporate problems. They put their customer service in India,
Yeah.
'Cause it's cheap.
I know.
and they supposedly speak English. They do to a degree, but
That they can understand you.
yeah, exactly.
They cannot pronounce the words properly.
We went around and around and around with a new LG
I
refrigerator.
remember that.
Oh my God. You could not understand whoever. We must have been talking to somebody in Korea, honest to God.
I bet you were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How about tailgaters?
Oh my God, yeah. They're just so impatient and so important. I tend to, not on tailgating, but then tailgate and then start flashing their lights
Yeah.
because you're not going fast enough.
Now that's all I need.
You know what I do?
Slow down.
Slow down a little more.
That's right.
Flash them again, I slow a little more.
I like the guys too that, and they're not doing it anymore, but when hybrids first came out, you roll up to a stop sign. It happened to me in Walpole a couple of times out on Route 1. Stopped beside a guy that's driving a Prius, and he rolls his window down and said, "Why don't you get a hybrid, you
Oh, really?
a-hole?" Yeah.
Jeepers.
And the second time it happened, I said, "Why don't you just come over here and tell me that?" Oh. But, I think that pretty much covers my list, Dwayne.
Well, I got a couple more here.
Go, let's have them.
TMIs. When it comes too much information.
Oh.
When it comes to somebody's medical conditions. Particularly, I don't want to know if it's gooey, slimy, smelly, or disgusting. I feel sorry that you've got whatever you got, but I don't need to hear the symptoms. I don't need to know what your bathroom habits were because of it. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to hear it.
Confidential information you need to keep to yourself.
Yeah.
Have you been to Quest lately to get blood work done?
Not for 4 months, 5 months, 4 months.
How do you like the tablet? You
Oh,
got-
I don't.
So yeah, I found out how to take care of that. Run your fingers across it, and that means you won't use it. And they say, but it gives you a number. So
Okay.
yeah, I was 104 the other day. I
have trouble because I hit the things wrong and
I
then I start
know, I do
over
it
and
too.
on and on. Yeah, I don't like this. But part of the pet peeve is too. I got one here that it's me. It's me versus society and technology.
I know where you're going.
Everything, and it's a pet peeve for me, but it's not for other people.
Yeah.
And everything's going online. I don't want things online.
I know.
I still want to talk to
I
somebody.
want to talk to somebody.
If I want to order something out of a catalog, I don't want to do it online. I like to get the 800 number, ask the girl, well, what color does that come in? Do they run small or do they run large?
Are they in stock?
Are they in stock? And they don't want to do that anymore.
Listen, I have a couple of companies that I deal with. You cannot get a human being.
Yep.
You can't do it. I mean, try to call Wall Street Journal
Oh, I can imagine.
and get a human being.
They tell me at Amazon, they'll say, well, you can order this online. I said, I know I can.
Don't like to do that.
But I got you on the line now. And we'll,
You'll take my order,
yeah,
right?
well, I'll take, sure. Oh, absolutely.
Well, all right then. Let's stop messing
that's-
around here and get on
yeah.
with it.
Don't wait your turn for anything. Again, we're going back to one of the biggest one is airlines again. You know, everybody's got these crazy carry-ons that they call them. Honest to God, some of them carry-ons are bigger than the suitcases I own. And they're going to carry them on and
Yep.
put them in the overheads.
Yep.
So, of course, the overheads fill up.
Quick.
The planes are full now. I mean, you're looking at the standbys on a lot of flights, and they fill up quick. So if you're not the first ones on board, they will call rows 41 through 40. And honest to God, everybody in that waiting area must be 41 to row 44, because they all go to the podium, try to get on.
'Cause they want to get their suitcase in the
now.
upper
Yep. Oh,
overhead.
absolutely.
Yep. People are ignorant as all get out.
And
you know?
if not, then they'll put them in right away when they get in the plane, even though they're in row 36. Then when the people that sit up there get there, of course, it's all full of stuff already.
I saw that happen in first class. They'd go into first class and put
Put their
in
stuff
the
in. Yeah, I'm
overheads.
not surprised.
Yeah.
But these things are so huge.
I know.
And one time, we were going to Las Vegas, and I think it was Delta. The first boarding area was right where they didn't have quite the restrictions they do now, but they still had the sleepy old lady watching the check-ins go by. Mm-hmm. You know, they were always like, you could have put a howitzer in there, they wouldn't have seen it. But what they did, they were cracking down on size of suitcases. They put a plexiglass thing over the opening. It had to fit through that plexiglass. Well, we had an hour or something to kill there. And I said to Mike, "Oh, this is going to be fun." Watching, because we were right here to here, watching him come down the row, carrying that carry-on. That's not going to fit through that plexiglass hole. Now they got to take it back and check it into.
I always check my bags. Always.
I check whatever I can.
Always. And
I don't check my CPAP machine.
Yeah, well, there's something like that you
Yeah.
put in a carry-on, yeah.
Well, it comes in a case.
I had a glorified soft-sided briefcase, and I carried stuff. That was my carry-on. Everything else I checked, and only one time did I have a problem. My bags went to Detroit, and I went to St. Louis.
Oh yeah, we get.
Yeah. But you know what? They had my bags outside my door, motel room, at 7 o'clock in the morning, like they promised.
Yeah, 2 times ago, we went to Minneapolis, and my bag stayed in Logan.
Oh, good.
Hers got on the boat, but not mine. They said, "Well, yeah, it's sitting right here, and it'll be at 7:30 tonight." I said, "Well, I'm not sticking around. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not sitting here till 7:30. We'll deliver it." Took them 3 days to get it delivered.
That's not good.
No, and the sign said the office was open from 6 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I called at 6 or 7 o'clock at night. They were already closed. So,
I complained down to Providence one time about this bag handler that was putting stuff on the belts. And I watched him throwing stuff around. And I went to see some manager, And this guy figured out it was me that bitched off at the boss. My bag, when he was working, my bag always came out last. In fact, a couple of times my bag never came out. I had to go get the manager. I said, it's back there, and that SOB has got it on the shelf. He said, that doesn't happen. I said,
Oh, yeah, it does.
guess again. And we went back there, and both times I found the bag. And they eventually fired the guy. Just had a case of the
We
hates for me.
we were changing planes in Puerto Rico, in San Juan. And we're sitting there, we didn't have to change planes. We had to land in Puerto Rico, and it was a direct flight. It was on going to Aruba. So we didn't get off the plane. We
Right.
stayed on the plane, but some people got on and off. But anyway, I see the people are looking that stay on the plane. They're all looking out the window. What is going on out there? So I look. The plane next to us, there's a baggage handler. He's apparently mad about something. He's not putting the stuff out. He is throwing them. And it's slamming them up. Just mad about something. And some people, I didn't have a fancy cell phone yet. A lot of people were taking the cell phone of this guy. Because it was the same airline we were on, which I think it was JetBlue. In fact, I know it was JetBlue. But he was so mad that he was, if they had anything in them bags, they were smashed.
We can only hope that he gets fired.
Yeah.
So that's more or less the pet peeves that I developed. However, very interesting. I looked at another website
Yeah.
from Woman's Day magazine.
Okay.
Top 5 peeves. If these really are the top 5 peeves, and they really kind of did a pretty good job of polling, this is crazy. Number 1, chewing sounds and noises.
All right.
Repetitive tapping. That, I don't know what the hell that's all about.
People, whether that or they take their pen and they click, 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 click.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Interrupting a conversation. That's a good one.
Yep.
Texting during a meal. That's excellent.
Yeah, but you see that a lot.
Talking or making phone calls in public. Well, you know what? When you're in an airport and you're standing in a corridor or even sitting in the seats and you think of something and you say, oh man, I didn't tell the kids to, blah, blah, blah. And so you make a call. Now, if you had a long-winded personal call and you're sitting in with everybody, I mean, that's just ignorant. I mean, some of the stuff I've heard people talking about, it's embarrassing.
Oh my God. They think that nobody can hear them or paying attention to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or some of the blowhards think they're really being a funny guy or a big tough
Big
guy.
shot.
Yeah, big shot.
Big shot. Yeah, I'm signing that $2 million contract at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's probably got the weather on the other end of the phone, you know, the time and the temperature.
Exactly.
Another was spitting.
So they asked for 5 more.
Oh,
on
that's fine.
Women's Day.
All right.
Cooking something that smells unpleasant.
Oh. In an office situation.
No, I think it's probably in their house. The
Okay.
woman having to cook something that smells
okay, I see.
unpleasant. A bedmate who wakes you too early in the morning. The guy getting up and going to work.
We have some issues with that.
A bedmate on a phone or computer late at night in bed.
Yeah, we don't have issues with that.
Playing music too loudly.
No.
Occupying the kitchen for a long time. I think that's probably people with roommates.
Roommates, yeah. But
But-
the the cooking thing is a problem in some companies.
Yes, it is. Stealing other people's
food
lunches out of the refrigerator is a big
But
deal.
I know a friend of mine works in a company in Framingham. Has a large contingency of Brazilians. I think it's Brazilians, yeah. And they have a running battle with them coming in and cooking stuff in the microwave at lunch. Fish. And fish and microwaves don't go together.
No.
Spitting is another one that irritates me.
Yeah.
People that constantly got to be spitting. You don't have to be doing that. Or you get into a buffet situation, they take food and they're not going to eat it. They're just using waste and throwing it away. And spam calls. We can't do anything about them.
No, there's nothing you can do about that.
Nothing to do about them. Okay, and I got a couple more here. People are still using the phone while they're driving.
Yep.
That
I'm glad you brought that one up. I forgot about that one. Let me ask you.
Here's, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
People who park in the zebra zone.
Yeah.
Handicap.
Yeah.
They think that zebra, that stripe, is an extra space for them. Well, we'll just stick it in here. That extra space is for somebody with a van that's got to unload a wheelchair. It's not for you to back in there and park there.
I see up to the Norfolk Post Office all the time. So they pull in and pull into the handicap spot, which is right next to the bin you throw your envelopes in.
Yep.
Or they run in. Mm-hmm. And I have said to people, this is a handicap zone. I just had to run in and do something.
Yeah, do you think, what's the difference? You're in their zone, you're in there.
I said, what if a handicapped person comes in? They can wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm only going to be a minute.
one that irritates me every night, those damn ads for prescription drugs on TV. There is no reason for them at all. We're the only country in the world that advertises Zomalocaine or whatever the thing.
Yep.
And they over and over and over, and they're spending millions and millions of dollars adding it to the cost of the drug, which you pay, which now they take a profit on the money spent on that ad. And if you think about that ad, what is the purpose of it? Ostensibly, they'll tell you, well, you should discuss this with your doctor if it's right for you. And I asked my doctor one time, he was giving me something, he said, well, just take aspirin or whatever it was. I said, well, how about this? He says, do you think that if I thought that was the best thing for you, I wouldn't have already prescribed it 6 months ago? He says, you don't have to tell me. You saw it on TV, right? Yeah. He said, we all know about this stuff. If we haven't given it to you, it's a reason. And if we're so incompetent that we didn't even know about this miracle drug that's on TV, we shouldn't be practicing medicine.
Yeah. I had back trouble as a younger man, and talked to the doctor about it, and said ibuprofen. That's the best thing you can take for it. Muscle relaxer. And I said, I took a couple that didn't do any good. He says, take 6 or 8. Mm-hmm. I said, 6 or 8? He said, Bill, would you rather I give you a prescription for ibuprofen, prescription strength? That's got 8 ibuprofens in it. Would you rather pay for that, or would you rather just take 8 pills out of the bottle? Yep. Now he said, only for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Well, twice a day for a couple of days isn't going to do you any harm. But you're right. I mean, but to listen to the charlatans on TV, and not only that, they make all these claims, and then at the bottom, in tiny letters, that you can't. first of all, you can't read, and second of all, they're only on the screen for 3 seconds.
That's a good point. That's another
Yep.
thing.
They give you all the disclaimers.
Yep.
Yeah.
We call them, in the industry, they call them contradictions. And some of those are worse than the diseases.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the side effects of,
Yeah.
of some of that stuff is horrible.
But, all right, my last one is it irritates me, but it doesn't irritate anybody else in the
It'd
world.
be a beauty.
Damn squirrels in my bird feeder.
I feed the squirrels.
No. I stand in the bath, open the bathroom window, and start yelling at them and screaming at them. And she says, "If you don't want them up there, don't put the seat out." I said, "Well, they got to learn not to climb up there. They're not going to learn not to climb up there."
Yeah, those conversations go on in my house too.
And I got one now. I call him the alpha male. He's a big male. He don't even. You open the window, the feeder's from here. He just looks at you like, I don't care. He just goes back to what he's
He
doing.
knows nothing's going to happen.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
So that's
I get 3 of them that we can identify. One's got a white spot
Yeah.
right between his shoulder blades.
if you look at squirrels real careful, they usually got some indication that
Yeah.
you can
So he's nicknamed Spot.
spot. Yeah.
And then there's one that's got a white on his shoulder. We don't have a name for him. And Stub, no tail.
No tail. I got one's got bright ears, bright white. Ears are totally white.
Oh, really?
And I did see a what is today? Thursday? Tuesday. When I was coming out of the yard, I saw a black one run across the.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen a black squirrel in my yard now for about 10 years.
Well, there's black squirrels. I used to see them all the time during trapping season on Grove Street in Franklin.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They're around.
They are. And you see them all the time. But, and they came out of that neighborhood a
Yeah.
little bit, and then I haven't seen them for a while. But I don't go up that way that often, so. Tell me something.
Yes, sir.
There was an article here about Airbnb,
Okay, yeah.
renting out your home to
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Would you ever do that?
No.
Or would you ever rent somebody's home?
Yes.
Okay.
If I needed it for something, for whatever. You mean for a vacation?
For any purpose, business, I don't know.
Probably not for that, but there are places in Florida that you rent.
Now, that's vacation stuff, yeah.
It is, yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
But you know what? That's still a hotel. I can call the front desk and I can get this. I can get directions on where to go to restaurants. I can have breakfast. I can get a wake-up call. Somebody comes in and cleans my room and makes my bed every day. And for probably more money, you can rent someone's house.
Oh, absolutely more money.
What the devil do I want to do that for? And not only that, but I can find a hotel or motel that is close and convenient
Yeah, exactly.
to my purpose in life, whatever it is I'm doing. And I have another question for you. Looks like the state is making a permanent push to the ability to buy cocktails to go and revive happy hour. Do you really think, when you think back to your drinking days, that you needed more time after 2 o'clock to drink?
In the morning?
Yeah.
No, I'm long gone before that. I don't stay out
Yeah.
like that anymore.
But I mean, we closed the bars at 2 o'clock. They want to have them open till 6 in the morning.
No, that's just nuts.
And you know who's behind this in Boston is Mayor Wu.
Yeah, well, the
She
business
wants,
people want that.
Boston to become an upscale party town, entertainment.
They do have to change some of the habits in Boston if they ever want to become a world-class city. I never lived in a place, not just Boston, where the restaurants closed down at 8:39, 9:30. They stopped serving. Even in Ohio, we lived in, you'd go to a movie at 10 o'clock, or get out at 11:30, then go out to dinner. Well, you come out here and try to go to dinner at 11:30 at night, you can't.
Maybe a Chinese restaurant
Yeah.
is about the only one.
That's it.
Or McDonald's. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But
But you're right. If they're going to make Boston party town, then they're going to have to
change.
the restaurant hours. And
But
the restaurateurs
as far
will
as
be happy.
I know, you don't see rather. As far as happy hour, I don't. It's areas that got it. It's just a reduced price. People really don't drink like that anymore. I don't think. Just because it's less money, they just drink until they fall down drunk. There are some that's going to do it, but they're not the.
No, but there's the ones that are the problems. The young ones, or the rough, tough guys, or whatever, or the Elkies. Someone going out, well, people don't go out to cocktail lounges anymore. Well, we'll go out and have a couple of drinks, and you go out and you have dinner. You don't go out. I don't.
We don't anymore. I don't. We don't know you and I don't really know what's going on.
No, we don't.
In the 21 to 25 or 28-year-old groups, the young professionals. I have no idea. And as far as they're going, you see them going to these clubs and stuff, and they got a DJ and the music is pounding. And
Yeah.
I don't want. I don't want to have anything to do with that.
No, you're absolutely right. And
Paying $20 to get in and buying a drink that's
My
3 times
boys-
overpriced.
my boys tell me that none of the old men's bars left anymore. The
No, I
guys
don't think
go in
there are.
there and they
Yeah.
drink till they fall off the bar stool. There was a guy. He used to. There's 3 bar rooms in Norfolk on Cheer Street. Well, actually, one in Norfolk and the other 2 in Rentham. And the Shamrock was the 3rd one. There was a guy that used to go in the Shamrock every Friday night after work, and he would sit at the bar and drink, and until he fell off the stool. And guys would go over there to watch him do it.
He's throw $5 in the pool and see what time he's going to fall off the pool.
I mean, that's such a silly story, and you say things like that don't happen. I mean, I'm not gonna mention his name because his sons are still alive. But I saw it happen.
There are
Whoop!
bars, a lot of them around here. And I when I say bars, I don't mean a freestanding bar. I mean a restaurant that's got a bar in it that has a regular crowd.
Right. Like on Cheers.
Yeah, exactly. I used to notice that in Chengdu there in Mansfield, the little Chinese place. They had their regular bar people. Novato's got a regular bar crowd. And it used to be Tom's Tavern. They had a very loyal, no matter when you go in there, we'd go in there Friday night to get pizza. The same people are sitting on the same stool every Friday. I don't think they're there every night, but they were the Friday night crowd.
Tom's Tavern was the old Shamrock.
Oh,
They
okay.
tore it down.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Yep. The middle one was the Mirror Club,
Okay.
and the other one was the Lakeside, and that was in Norfolk, Ruthie's.
Okay. But they do have their own little group.
Yeah, I think that you're right. That and over to the corner at the Horse and Carriage, I know that at night there's the regulars are standing out at the bar, solving the problems of the world.
But a lot of that's a lot of social interaction with that group
Business
because
guys.
well they see each other socially.
Yeah. Yeah.
You playing Ridge. There's a Friday afternoon crowd, a Thursday afternoon crowd. They're not the same.
Right. Right. Yeah.
The Friday afternoon crowd. See, I play video poker at the bar. The machines are built into the bar, and it's big and long. And I happen to like. They got all new ones, and you can play 40 different games on it. You don't have to find this kind of machine and that kind of machine. You just dial it up and play it. But Wednesdays, I think, is Senior Citizens Day, and you got the old codgers are in there, like me. But
It's amazing.
the Friday afternoon crowd are loud.
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon crowd are quiet.
The Friday afternoon crowds are the guys that have cut out of work early
You got
or they cut out of work,
Exactly.
and rather than go home, they're
Exactly. A lot of them are landscapers and if it rains, oh my God,
those
they're in there.
guys pound down the booze.
Yeah, they do.
It's interesting. Have we got time for one more thing?
Sure.
We know, by the way, I was going to do this for trivia, but I knew
Yeah.
nobody would ever get the answer to it. So we know the Brooklyn
Tuba.
Dodgers were the first Major League Baseball team to have a black player, and the Red Sox were the last team to do so. Jackie Robinson in 1947 and Pumpsie Green in 1959. Who was the next to the last team to finally sign a black player to a Major League roster?
I wouldn't have the slightest.
New York Yankees.
I was going to say somebody in New York, but
It was Elston Howard in 1955. And isn't it interesting? These two Northeast bastions of liberalism
Yeah.
were the last two
Yeah,
teams to integrate.
that's a good point.
So we're getting the signal that we have
Come to the
come to a bitter end
Yeah.
here, and we have got no place on the list of things we have here.
we got stuff for the next time,
We have stuff for the next time, and you know what?
and we'll have some new stuff we'll add on to it.
That's right. But the new stuff goes on the top of the old stuff, and we never get to
Yeah,
the
I-
fact that the Celtics
I
melted down.
Called this thing out this morning, and there's some here that's just too good.
They're too good to be true.
Too good.
All right.
The man who shot his girlfriend in Fall River. He made sure she was dead. She fell down. He was and pled not guilty. She fell down and wounded her, so he shot her twice more.
Hey, gotta finish the job.
Yeah.
Folks,
Of course, he's not guilty.
thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends and neighbors about a wonderful show we have. The rewards will be outstanding for you.
If you got anything you want us to talk about, let us know.
Yeah.
If we've said something that irritated you, let us know.
Yeah, we won't pay any attention to
Probably
that,
won't pay
but
attention to it.
nonetheless,
If you want to come and give us a hard time on the
That's
show,
right.
let us know.
or if you are really a wild person and want to come on the show
what I mean, just come
and
on.
argue with us, we'll entertain that also.
Sure.
So there.
We're
See
easy-
you next time.
We're easy to please. Take care. Hope it warms up.
Summer's not coming this year.
No, I don't think we got one.